AI is no longer a technology experiment. It is now a capital allocation test. In 2026, companies expect to more than double AI spending as a share of revenue, from roughly 0.8% to 1.7%. But at the same time, 56% of CEOs say AI has delivered no significant financial benefit. That gap is the story. This episode of C-Suite Corner is all about AI ROI reckoning, why adoption and investment are accelerating, why value is still uneven, and what the C-suite must change to turn AI from collection of tools into a measurable operating leverage. Here is the executive paradox. Capital is accelerating. BCG reports that corporate AI investment is expected to rise from about 0.8% of revenue in 2025 to about 1.7% in 2026. And 94% of organizations say they will keep investing even if AI does not produce returns this year. Yet PwC finds that 56% of CEOs have seen no significant financial benefit, while only 12% report both cost savings and revenue gains. So the board level question is no longer, should we invest in AI? That decision has largely been made. The real question is, what has changed in the business so that this investment shows up in margin, growth, cash flow, and strategic advantage? The first mistake is confusing adoption with transformation. McKinsey's latest global survey says 88% of organizations regularly use AI in at least one business function. That sounds like maturity, but only about 1/3 say they have begun scaling AI across the enterprise, and 39% report any enterprise level EBIT impact at all. Most of that group attributes less than 5% of EBIT to AI. These measures come from different survey questions, but the pattern is clear. AI is broadly present, yet deeply embedded operating change remains rare. Buying license, launching pilots, and counting users can prove activity. They do not prove value. Scale begins when AI is integrated into how decisions are made, how work moves across function, and how leaders allocate resources. The second signal is where value is showing up. Deloitte reports that 66% of organizations have achieved productivity or efficiency gains from AI. 53% cite better insights and decision making. 40% report cost reduction, and 38% see stronger customer relationships, but only 20% report increased revenue. At the same time, 74% hope AI will grow revenue in the future. In other words, the efficiency case is becoming real, while the growth case remains largely aspirational. Efficiency matters, but it has a ceiling. The large strategic prize comes from using AI to change the offer, improve conversion, accelerate innovation, personalize at scale, or create an entirely different business model. Why do so many pilots stall? Because companies often place AI on top of unchanged process. One team adds a co-pilot, another adds a chatbot, a third automates a document. Each tool may save minutes, but the end-to-end workflow still contains the same handoffs, approvals, rekeying, and delay. Deloitte's data shows the split. 37% of organizations are using AI at a surface level with little or no process change. 30% are redesigning key processes. 34% are beginning deeper transformation across products, core process, or business models. The value move is not simply to make one step faster. It is to redesign the whole flow data, decisions, action, human control, and learning, so the organization needs fewer steps, makes better decisions, and produces a different economic result. The organizations capturing outsized value behave differently. McKinsey defines a small group, about 6% of respondents, as high AI performers. These companies report significant value and at least 5% of IPA attributable to AI. They are nearly 3 times more likely to fundamentally redesign workflows. PwC adds another critical point. Organizations with strong AI foundations, including responsible AI practices and technology environments that support enterprise integrations, are 3 times more likely to report meaningful financial returns. The lesson is that value is a stack. Strategy identifies the economic target. Workflow redesign changes the work. Data and technology make the new flow possible. Talent and governance keeps it usable and safe. Measurement proves whether it is working. A missing layer weakens the entire investment. This is why AI has moved out of innovation labs and into CEO agenda. In BCG's 2026 survey, 72% of CEOs say they are their organization's main AI decision maker. Half say their job stability depends on getting the AI strategy right, and 90% believe AI will redefine what success looks like in their industry by 2028. That level of accountability makes sense because the hardest AI decisions cross functional boundaries. They involve strategy, operations, culture, risk, talent, and capital allocation. A CIO can lead the platform. A business unit can own a use case, but only the CEO and executive team can resolve the trade-offs and redesign the operational model across the whole enterprise. The answer is an AI value operating system built around 4 moves. First, focus. Choose 3 to 5 value pools tied directly to the P&L, such as service cost, sales conversion, product development, working capital, or retention. Second, redesign. Rebuild the end-to-end workflow instead of automating isolated tasks. Third, instrument. Establish the baseline before deployment, then track adoption, quality, cycle time, risk, and economic value. Fourth, govern and scale. Name accountable owners, define human controls, and move budget towards the use case that prove value. This becomes a repeatable loop. Focus, redesign, instrument, governor, and scale. Tools enable to the work, but the operating system is what captures the return. A CEO can put this into motion in 90 days. In days 1 through 30, build a value map. Qualify the current cost, cycle time, error rate, revenue, or customer outcomes for the workflow that matter. Select 3 workflows and name an accountable executive for each. In days 31 through 60, redesign and deploy. Use a cross-functional team, production data, and human controls. Do not treat this as a technology sandbox. Treat it as a new operating process. In days 61 through 90, compare the results with the baseline. Scale the workflows that produce measurable value. Fix the ones with a credible path. Kill the ones that do not. The discipline is simple. No pilot without a P&L hypothesis, and no scale without measured result. The board should see 5 categories of evidence. First, economic value. Revenue, cost, margin, and cash impact. Second, adoption. Not licenses purchased, but active use and the percentage of the workflow actually covered. Third, operating lift. Cycle time. Throughput, speed to decision, or capacity release. Fourth, quality and risk. Error rates, control performance, exceptions, and incidents. Fifth, the portfolio decision, scale, fix, or kill. This changes the conversion from what did the demo do to what changed in the business. It also prevents zombie pilots from consuming capital indefinitely. Every AI initiative should earn its next round of investment through evidence, not enthusiasm. IBM's research captures the stakes. 79% of executives expect AI to contribute significantly to revenue by 2030, but only 24% can clearly see where the revenue will come from. The gap is not a reason to slow down. It is a reason to get specific. Name the value pools, redesign the work, measure the economics, reallocate capital based on proof. AI will not be won by the company with the most tools. It'll be won by the company that redesigns its most valuable work. That is the AI ROI reckoning, the opportunity in front of every C-suite team. The research basis for this episode is listed here and in the production notes. Subscribe to C-Suite Corner for more executive briefing built for action.